What's up, guys? I'm Jake. This is my first video ever. Thought I would show you guys my toolboxes, though they may be messy right now. The top of my Husky box is mainly a catch-all for a bunch of different things. A lot of garbage up there right now. Let's start it off with our first drawer. This is my electrical drawer. I'm missing one of my multimeters right now, but you know, I have the Blue Point multimeter. You know, I got a torch. This is all some different electrical connectors, things like that, back probes, extra test leads. This is my Fluke Cornwell LED test light, some temp gun, some solder. This is a drawer I actually use a lot. These are all my drill bits of many different sizes. This green kit here is what I actually use for all my precision drilling. Some of these cheap, absolutely terrible Milwaukee drill bits that have the hex tip on them. You know, various trailer connectors for testing and everything. Some more drill bits, some razor knives. This kind of a well, this drawer's kind of broken, so I don't put a whole lot of stuff in here. I got some Band-Aids. I got some homemade yoke pullers for trucks. It's kind of my welding and cutting drawer. Tape measure, squares. Do a lot of fabricating in my business. Paperwork drawer. Nothing exciting there. Punches and chisels. You know, I got my IR hammer. I got the air hammer pickle fork set, you know, extra quick disconnects, some hand chisels, some fucking brake adjust tools, various amounts of other chisels. Alright, so let's get into my Snap-on box. One of my favorite drawers here. This is my socket drawer. As you can see, everything is fairly well organized. Starts out, anything that has big sockets all the way on the right is standard, and then sockets on the left is metric. So as it goes down, standard metric, all the way down the line. These are all 6 points up here to the semi-deep. The two 1/2-inch drives of the standard or Snap-on, and just about everything else is a Cornwell Blue Power. My semi-deep sockets here are gear wrench. This metric 1/4-inch drive is Blue Power. The standard 1/4-inch drive is OEM. All my 12-point sockets back here are all Tekton. And then these rails that they're on, they're all the Mechanics Time Saver rails. You know, lock a socket, magnetic. I like magnets in my box. So come over here to all my impacts. So these are standard 1/2-inch drive, drive line sockets, you know, 12-point swivel, 1/2-inch drive, 3/8 12-point standard, impact and deep, standard 6-point impact and deep. These are Blue Power, these are Tekton. These ones here these are Gray Pneumatic, I believe. Yeah, these are Gray Pneumatic standard swivels up to 1 inch. Doesn't skip any sizes. Sunex semi-deep standard 6-point impact sockets. 12-point shallow Tekton impact sockets. I never use those. You know, I have them for the off chance that I'm ever going to need 12 points on an impact. And then these are Blue Power, the shallow 12-point. Hiding back here in the back is the super shallow Gray Pneumatic 6-point impacts. Don't need those very often. When you do, you do. So these are Astro Pneumatic 1/4-inch swivels, metric up to 15 from 5.5. Doesn't skip any sizes. Then coming back here, we have the same thing. These are Sunex 12-point impact deep. These are these are Astro Pneumatics metric swivels. So everything on this side is metric. So, you know, deep 6-point, semi-deep 6-point, Sun-X, Blue Power, Tekton, Blue Power, and then Blue Power's extra shallow 3/8. Then we have our 3/8 Snap-on electric ratchet, extra long head, and then the Snap-on 1/4-inch long head, and then the Milwaukee 3/8 standard length. Then we come down here, we have, you know, Snap-on flex head, 1/2-inch drive ratchet, the extra long fixed head 3/8. This is a gear wrench locking flex head, 1/4-inch, extra long fixed head 1/4-inch Snap-on, Icon swivel head 1/4-inch, Snap-on breaker bar 1/2-inch drive. Hiding back here, these are Williams 8-point sockets for square plugs. I bought them because I run into a lot of square plugs. Hiding back here in the very front of my box, front of my drawer, these are all, not all my 3/4 drive impact sockets, but these are all Blue Power. I got these in a set when I bought the impact on a sale. Pretty good deal. So this is some of my wrenches. So these are all in the toolbox widget organizers with, you know, the size labels for what they actually have for size labels. Standard in this drawer goes up to 1.25 inches. So this set of standard and this set of metric is all the gear wrench extra long, which have served me very well. Back here for stubbies, we have Sun-X standard from 5/16 to 1 inch, and then 8mm to 19mm for the Sun-X stubbies. Over here, I have the Tekton set. It's actually really good, made in the USA. These are the 30-60 degree offset. And, you know, this set goes from, it is 1/4 inch. I don't know why anyone ever need a 1/4 inch in one of these, but it goes from 1/4 inch to 1.25 inches. These are the gear wrench ratcheting wrenches, both standard metric. Standard goes up to inch, and then metric goes up to 25mm. Skips a couple sizes after it gets past 19, but the standard doesn't skip. And then this is the Cornwell crow's foot set. Used that a couple times. I just have a couple miscellaneous line wrenches back there. Don't use them. I don't think I've used them in the past 3 years. And I got some extra wrenches there. This is my kind of, I got quite a few things in here. So I have the gear wrench, Master Allen and Torx bit set. It's got the long ball Allens, the long Torx, you know, 1/4 inch drive, the tamper-proof Allen heads, you know, Torx tamper-proof, non-tamper-proof. Has the E-Torx, and, you know, this goes up to 3/4, and it goes up to 19. So it goes up pretty big. You know, this is a Harbor Freight set, you know, missing the T55. These are Armstrong tools for some smaller, long. This is a Proto 12mm. I needed that for a specific job. So more tamper-proof Torx, several different sets of Allen heads. We have, you know, some impact-rated Torx, which I bought these from Craftsman, but I believe the brand is Lyle. One of them Sears, and, you know, it fucking broke. Don't use them after I broke it once. These are Cornwell metric sets of Allens. You know, I have this metric set. This is the standard set back here. These are old Blue Point external extractors for bigger shit. Irwin external extractors, and then Irwin extractors. You know, I got some blow guns. I got some pipe wrenches. This is an alignment bar back here. Bought that from Harbor Freight, customized it a little bit. This is the junk drawer that most everyone has. My junk drawer probably looks different than most people's. I keep a lot of extra wrenches down there, some You know, some bolts, you know, these are for adjusting the brakes on the semis that have disc brakes that always fucking break or someone loses them. I got some barb fittings, some extra glow plugs. We work on 6.0s a lot and they go out all the time. Some spark plugs. There's a glow plug control module for a 6.0. Got some angle iron that I drilled holes in for reinforcing steps on Peterbilts. And I have a lot of pins. They don't ever want to bias these pins, so every time I need them, at least I know I have them. This is my screwdriver drawer. You know, I just recently bought the Icon screwdrivers. They're pretty nice. Other than that, I was using my Craftsman set forever. Never bothered getting anything else. These are Mayhew picks. These things are actually really nice. I enjoy using them. You know, we got some other miscellaneous screwdrivers over here, you know, flatheads for beating the shit out of, because who the fuck uses flatheads for an actual flathead screw? These are actually some of my favorite screwdrivers. So, these are Armstrong, if it would focus. But, you know, I love these things. I've had these things for 5-10 years. And, you know, they're fantastic. This is my wrench drawer. So, you know, we have the Knipex. These are, you know, rebranded Cornwell, so he warranties them out for me if they ever break. You know, I have miscellaneous, you know, cheap Harbor Freight Crescent wrenches. You know, some Doyle channel locks, some massive crimpers. These are my favorite strippers out there. You know, make stripping things so much easier. These are Cornwell. Oh my. Everything's rubbed off that said Cornwell, but, you know, that happens. Now, I got some Cornwell dikes, Naiko crimpers, Knipex flush cuts, some cheap Craftsman vice grips. But, you know, most of the stuff in this drawer, I'm either using the Knipex or I'm using this pair of old Craftsman USA pliers right here. Those things have served me well for a long time. This is where I have a lot of my other wrenches. So these are my jumbo wrenches, you know, up to 2 inch from 1 3/8. You know, these are the offset wrenches for hydraulic lines. This is the rest of the gear wrench set. I have these 2 wrenches, 1.5 inch, 1 5/16. You know, then we have our IR impacts for 1/2 inch and 3/8. I should just throw that Craftsman one away. This is actually one of my favorite impacts. It is the, you know, the right angle gearless. That thing kicks ass. It's got 550 foot-pounds of torque. Like those times where you got something really tight. So then here I have, these are Tekton. And, you know, these go up pretty big. This set goes up to 7 16ths. Yeah, this set goes up to 2.5. I needed some bigger shit than just 2 inch, which I have in the regular 3/4 that I got from Cornwell, so I upgraded. I got, you know, rigid grinder, rigid sawzall, rigid light, extra M12 charger, McPherson strut spring compressor. This is a tap and die kit. Actually pretty good. It's made by Nico. I mean, if you know how to use a tap properly and you don't got a lot of patience, I haven't broken one yet. Let someone borrow one once and they smoked one, but you know, that happens. So this is my extension drawer and extra ratchets that I don't really use all that often. You know, that's the Icon 3/8 swivel. You know, this is a gear wrench. It's just non-locking flex head. This one actually is pretty nice. This is actually a power belt. Got this from O'Reilly's for like 15 bucks. The gorgeous thing about it is how thin it is. It's very thin compared to any other ratchet, and, you know, the locking flex head mechanism actually isn't very bad. You know, you just push the button right here and then the head flexes. Stubby 3/8, that's gear wrench. Had to use that a few times. You know, old USA Craftsman 1/4 inch drive. Bought that at the flea market. This is the Aries, basically like the Snap-on Wobble Plus. You know, everything wobbles. That came in a set. That was only like 40 bucks. I've used those on impacts. I've had them for about 2 years, never broken one. This is the Cornwell impact set, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. And then it was buy that and get this free. So this is the same thing, but non-impact from Cornwell. That was a nice deal. Oh yeah, gear wrench, 1/2 inch drive, not locking, it's more like detent flex head for that. This is sort of my cleaning drawer. Kind of a little bit of everything in here. You know, I got silicone, I got, you know, sandpaper wheels, you know, I got Brillo pads that go on a die grinder, you know, silicone, you know, more Brillo pads, some helicoils back there for some of the common sizes, you know, anti-seize, brake goop, bunch of different stuff in that drawer. This is my power drawer in this box. It's kind of nice. So I have all my rigid batteries here. I have my 2 Snap-on back here, because the only thing I have for Snap-on are those ratchets. I have the M18 charger, the M12s, a bunch of batteries. I actually have more batteries coming. This is all my power tool drawer. So we have the M18 high torque 1/2 inch drive, 3/8 stubby M12. This is the rigid 1/2 inch impact. I had that long before I bought Milwaukee. Rigid drill, hammer drill, M12 die grinder. That is the M12 1/4 inch hex impact. M12 grease gun. Hiding down there is the this is the rigid 1/4 inch, you know, 18 volt impact Stealth Force. One of those hydraulically driven ones. Hydraulics failed, so it's not as strong as it used to be. Alright, let's jump over here to the right side. I don't have anything to do with this drawer yet. I haven't thought about something to do with a drawer that's that shallow. It's that shallow and that skinny. So I just keep a grip match for if I'm going out on job sites with a bunch of zip ties that, you know, I have in case I need them. Hammer drawer. People borrow my hammers all the time, so I'm actually missing a few of them. This is my don't really ever open it drawer. We have some gear wrench. We have spline drive. That's for 4-wheel drive shit. Bushing driver. Craftsman bit set. That's a vacuum gauge from Pittsburgh. That is a OEM brake tool compressor. We got ourselves a Lyle Master Fuel Line disconnect kit. Harmonic balancer puller, and then this is the Dodge harmonic balancer puller. Some banjo washers, and then that's a Noid light kit. So then jumping over here to my Cornwell tool cart. So again, I have a lot of stuff on top. You know, this is garbage from lunch because I eat lunch right here, watch a movie on my tablet because the break room is disgusting. You know, clipboards. Got my Mayhew pry bar Dominator series here. That's 3 of the 5 that came in the set. You know, old Craftsman plastic handle ones. Craftsman 1/2 inch breaker bar. I don't know where the fuck this came from. Someone put it on my box. Doesn't have a brand name on it, but I've used the fuck out of this thing, and I ain't never broken it yet. This is a fantastic breaker bar. I wish I knew who made it. Underneath here, you know, I have my Altel MX808, which I use all the time for diagnosing shit on all of our Ford pickups. Jumping in the top drawer of this one. So, magnetic spark plug sockets. It's a kit, you know, 5/8 and 9/16. Most of the shit that I ever run into, it's all I ever need. The rationing serpentine belt tool. This is a sensor socket kit. Comes with a lot of different ones. You know, Craftsman serpentine belt tool. O2 socket. You know, 5/8 spark plug swivel. That's the rest of the pieces that come with the Craftsman set. This is something that our company had made for us. These are for doing servos on mixers. You know, special socket designed just for that. This is of my own design. This is actually, believe it or not, this is for taking out clutch brakes on trucks that are one piece. You know, you just cut a little groove and a 3/4 extension, you know, 8-inch, 10-inch, something like that. 10-inch works best. And then you just stick it on there, put an impact on there, and you'll break the clutch brake out. You don't got to stick a torch in there or nothing. Specialty socket, IPR socket for 6/0s. All my various different adapters to go from different sizes. You know, I got the super shallow set, regular fucking snap-on set. Loom harness puller that I bent for doing 6/0s. Need to buy another one so I can have a straight one, and then buy another one that I can bend at a different angle, because those things are a bitch. This is our oil change drawer and service drawer. You know, I do a lot of services here at the shop. So, you know, I got all my different tools for adjusting brakes. I got my filter pliers. These are for certain fuel filters on trucks. This is for all the fuel filters on all of our mixers. The Lyle caps. I mainly use the 36, the 32. I haven't used anything else in there. You know, got some quick connect oil drain hoses for servicing Volvo loaders. You know, brake depth gauge, tire depth gauge, checking battery acid, you know, chain rinse. A couple different shit that I homemade. This is for filling up auto greasers on loaders. You just thread that onto the end of your grease gun, and that actually threads in. And so that way you don't have to fucking sit there and hold it or try to balance it and worry about shit spilling out everywhere. So this, my second favorite drawer, this is my 1/2-inch drive impact socket drawer. So these two sets here, these are gear wrench. You know, they go up to 1.5 inches from 3/8. They don't skip any sizes. This here is Sunex, just for the 12-point impact shallows. I didn't need the deep. I haven't used those yet either. I bought it almost specifically for the 5/8 for doing starter bolts. Then again, these two sets here, both the shallow and the deep, those are also gear wrench. The deep doesn't skip any sizes from 8 to 32, 36 actually. And then the shallow set does skip some size. It also goes from 8 to 36. Skips some, but not very many, nothing that I've ever needed. These are the Cornwell 1/2-inch swivels. I got the metric set, I got the standard set. These are the super shallow by Astro Pneumatic for 1/2-inch drive. I mean, if you got a tight spot, those will get you in there most of the time. These are axle nut sockets from Harbor Freight. Ain't broken any of those yet. Not really anything in this drawer. This is usually my lunch drawer and my notepads, and I keep all the bags that I find for everything. You know, it's an AC test kit. Then this drawer has some more fucking homemade shit for picking up some shit. Craftsman engine compression gauge, cylinder leak down test gauge, fuel pressure tests kit, and then I have a slide hammer and a fan hub puller back there. And this is actually the 100th anniversary box for Cornwell. Got it on a good sale up here on the wall. You know, I have, these are Cornwell lights. This is a gear wrench kneeling pad. You know, that's the hood part of it. And all my different flashlights. You know, I have 1, 2, the OEM lights, 3, 4. That's another one of my light chargers. I mean, and I have 3 lights in my service truck. And then over here I have my tear down table. I have my other 2 pry bars, drilled holes in my, you know, tear down table for putting stuff in. You know, I have my extra long 3/8 extension. There's an air gun, air blower, homemade. And yeah, well, over here on the side, you know, I got, you know, my gloves and a, you know, glove holder that I had to custom bend. Up here I have my Drill Doctor 750 for sharpening all my bits. That way I don't have to try to freehand it. And yeah, all three of my boxes have power, because I'm constantly charging everything. Up there I have my Cornwell welding mask. That was my first purchase off a tool truck right there. Took me a while before I actually wanted to buy anything else. But you know, as you needed stuff, you need stuff. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. And if you guys want to hear anything else, hear about any tools that I have, review anything individually, you know, let me know in the comments. All right, I'll see you next time.